didn't even get queued, and obviously it's Alterac Pass again.
You know what I mean? You're not excited to announce it again?
Actually, absolutely, actually. It's Alterac Pass. I can't wait. I've got so much. I can't wait as well for the High Warlord skin for Garrosh. I remember back in the day helping my friend farm that in vanilla in the original PvP system. That took a long time. That's awesome. I'm never going to play another hero again.
I don't mean to pull you away from your nostalgia here,
Okay,
Clarence, but I wanted to ask a question because I want to just clarify something. Heroes that have been picked in Game 1 are globally banned, or only for one team?
Yeah, it should be globally banned from my understanding of it here.
Yeah.
So we're going to have completely different, 14 set of heroes here.
That's right, that's right. And also I realized in the break as well that West will always be playing Alliance, and as such my predictions will always be for East, because no, not Alliance, never, never, never.
Can we just get that out of the way now? Everybody, let me know what side of the battle. I mean, obviously you're Horde.
Yes.
I'm East.
Wait, so you're Horde
as well.
Good job, Wolf. Good job.
Do you have a preference?
For the Alliance!
Oh, no.
And that's how
I heard it from my crowd.
And that's why we know J-How's the nerd, because I'm on the Horde too here.
Yes! Okay, I even clapped. That was weird.
It's the first time I publicly admitted what side of that I fall
Really?
on. Yeah.
Nice.
Now I'm going to have rage tweets. Here we go.
All right, so Blaze gone and Maiev gone. So basically Bunker gone and Cage gone. That's nice.
You know, Sylvanas almost made me want to be Horde in that last BFA trailer at the release, BlizzCon, the BlizzCon announcement.
Did she almost turn you?
Almost.
Yeah?
Almost. I mean,
With the mind control?
She could not possess me.
No?
As someone who's never played World of Warcraft, I thought the trailer was fantastic as well. It was pretty cool looking. Meridian comes through, so we're getting down into, we're running out of meta warriors here. ETC is still open. We might want to grab that one early here East if you want to go to a game 3. As Johanna already removed, Garrosh already gone. So if you don't get ETC, it could get banned, and then you're in trouble.
Notice that West also depended on slightly T3 strategy, but still very synergistic and, kind of dominant with the Tassadar Ariel. That allows them to possibly pick a, tier 1 support. That was a little bit of what I was talking about with the maybe flexing, how they approach that draft. I didn't actually think we would see that level of strategy here. I thought it would just be like, yeah, play whatever you want. But in fact, it feels like West has got the try-hard pants on a little bit.
Yeah.
When Battle for Azeroth comes out,
Yes.
I'll meet you in the middle of Alterac.
I think I'll absolutely win 100%.
Wonder who's
Why are you
playing
looking at me like that? All right, okay. You know what I want? I want a Samuro somewhere, and I'll tell you why. Because ETC actually isn't even a real character, technically. He's a band, and the lead singer of ETC is Samuro. Did I just blow your mind?
I knew all of that I knew, except for that the lead singer was Samuro. I didn't actually know that. I feel like that's a lie. Is that a real thing?
Look it up.
I actually did not know that.
Oh, I'm not going to look anything up when you're literally right there, and I can just ask you.
The encyclopedia has begun. Speaking of archivists, Deckard Cain gets drafted.
Yeah, and
More my lore.
There you go.
if a hero is banned, are they banned forever as well?
I think so.
I think so.
Well, like, it makes the most sense, but
So I
again,
think that's why these bans are taking a while, because the teams are trying to think like, like
Who's already gone?
I didn't write down the pick bans.
Yeah. Also, they got to remember, what Game 3 could mean for them. So Uther gets banned here as well. So not a lot of supports left now on the side of East. We had Malfurion, Tassadar, and Ariel taken. It's definitely a possibility we see the Rhaegar come through for Team East now.
Maybe Tyrande.
Tyrande would be, I know, your favorite. Dreadnought.
Absolutely.
You're a big fan.
Really enables very diverse approaches to how you can win the video game. Also known as just one-shot them or don't one-shot them. Either way, it's going to be a win or a loss based on that result.
If we're talking about poke and more shields, Zarya, if we're looking off meta here. He's been good.
He's been pretty good, yeah, in this tournament. I think we'll see a lot of him in the finals. What do you think?
I don't. Sake is pretty terrible, or terrifying.
You take it back, J-How. You take it back. Two-time world champion on two different roles. How dare you?
Terrifying. Well, the thing is that my favorite part about Sake, his transition is that he used to be the secondary support in a lot of that, and then he was also like strangely the Morales player.
Right.
But then occasionally he would like flex over to the Kharazim, so it's like, I can do this.
I just want to ask you as well, actually, because there's obviously null camps on this battleground, right? And considering that Hogger is the next hero that's going to be released in Heroes of the Storm, spoiler alert, by the way, you know, how are they going to do that, you know, with Hogger being such a predominant character?
Okay, I think I need some context. So is there any Hogger lore that we could...
Oh, I know what's going to happen.
Wait, what?
Since normally, so basically the Gnolls are Hellbats, right? Just reskinned. You know, I think they just make Hogger into a Firebat.
Wait, no.
When he's released in the game, that's how you do it.
No.
Just switch it up.
No.
There's your Tyrande Dread.
Got the Tyrande, an old school wombo combo. They're only going to be added by, you know, the Decker Kane here with the Stay a While and Listen. Talk about control here for West, and I can't help but feel like this is a composition that only West can get away with, purely based on the fact that they all speak the same language. That is a very difficult composition to get a win on without that. Again, with Stay a While and Listen and Void Prison.
I feel like Cloudrun gets Zeratul, Mene or Crowan gets Jaina. Doesn't even matter who gets Tyrande, one of them will take it. I mean, Deckard will do whatever, Muradin almost unkillable, so feels good if you're a West fan.
Objectively,
especially if you're for the Alliance.
No. Sorry, you're not channeling the Frost Saber side. Actually, they've done a pretty good job drafting Tyrande there for the Frost Saber power on the other side.
Yeah, all about that Frost Saber.
I want to see something crazy like Zagara pick, you know, like,
yeah.
You go for the Maw, you know, do something unique here for your off laner. Maw into Planet Cracker, Mosh Pit. Come on.
Horde.
No, that's not. That's just meta and uninteresting. Come on, where's my Zagara at?
Well, I mean, if there's a third game, maybe we'll see a little bit more of that. But what do you make of the drafts, boys?
I feel like East actually has a better draft overall. Again, just with the amount of control that West has and the ability to communicate a little bit better. I wonder if that's going to be enough to give them 2-0.
I really like the West draft. Really
like it. Oh, I see. Well, you're outnumbered on this desk, my friend. I know you're like 12 foot tall, but we'll get you. We'll bite
Why
your
did
ankles.
you raise your fist at me, though?
I don't know.
We'll get you.
Look, right, when it comes to Alliance versus Horde,
That's pretty
how
much
can I get you?
You two calm down.
Yeah, Jesus.
All right, it's time for predictions.
West, because, you know, it's the Alliance side, and if you pick West, we know where your loyalty lies.
For the Horde, we're going East.
I don't know, in terms of All-Stars so far, the E that you see back there, it's just been the first part of easy. West has been owning it up, so I'm gonna vote West. I'm switching it up.
Wait, what? All right, I want everyone in Twitch chat with hashtags for the Horde. I want you to tweet me hashtags for the Horde. We're going East. Horde needs to win game number 2, so we get a game number 3 here on Alterac Pass. That's what I want. Let's check in with Twitch chat.
What happens when the Horde loses?
Huh? The Horde doesn't lose, all right? The Horde stays strong and ever vigilant.
They lost the first one.
I mean,
You
Garrosh
guys
is
are
pretty
making me
meta.
stressed out
I mean,
that something's about to happen.
Garrosh,
Look, right, this desk got tense, all right? Let's move away. Let's head over to the commentary team as well, who are going to bring us game number 2. Where do your allegiances lie, boys?
Well, we know where the desk's allegiances lie, but Skimmy, I'm more curious where the audience's allegiances lie.
That's a good question there, Tetcher. Audience, where are my Alliance fans?
A couple.
I heard a few.
I think we can do better. Audience, can I get a for the Horde in 3, 2, 1?
I feel like this is the opening.
Is anybody else's microphone broken? I think they cut the microphone
They
off
cut the
on the
mic
first
for me,
one.
yeah.
They
feel
cut
like-
the micro.
Was this the opening speech from BlizzCon? I feel like that's where we're at right now. But anyway, guys, take it away for game 2.
All right, thank you very much, Cloris. The audience very much in favor of Team East for the Horde here, but Team West, they are looking really strong.
They are looking very strong because they're going to win too. No, we don't need fans because we have our own self-belief there, Tetcher.
Don't need fans, got skill, as we head into game number 2. And, ladies and gentlemen, Skimmy, who's on the left?
Well, it's the team that are going to win because the Alliance are always the best, and it's going to be Muradin, this time played by Bad Benny, glowering with his special trademark Zeratul Vanilla on Deckard Kane, Mene on Tyrande, and Crowan playing Jaina.
And on the right-hand side, representing Team East and the Horde, we have Hooligan playing ETC, Bowie 005 playing Hanzo, Meng playing Phoenix, Alooful playing Karazim, and Hugo is on the Leoric, and that owl is off the map.
That's fantastic. That really is. And the West this time, you know, they went for a sieging composition with the Oriole Valor. This time going to be looking to get picks themselves. And it all starts off with a missed Stormbolt and a missed Lunar Flare. And that really is giving me some hope for the Alliance. It's warning shots, you know, that's what we do. We just need to give the East a bit of time to adjust.
The Hunter's Mark also landing, but not getting any value here as Hooligan was able to pull back. Nice little positioning here, as we already have seen Team East splitting up very early into lanes, beginning to farm up XP, trying to push up as quick as possible, but the rotations have been solid. No XP lost by Team West.
It literally feels like we've just flipped the script in this case, as the East do get some siege. They get the Phoenix that I was looking forward to. If we do see some fights, especially around those mud pits, we won't need the ability of Leoric with his hammer to try and get some value. I'm very scared for that situation.
There's something I want to point out here that I am just especially excited about as an HGC China caster. We have Alufal playing the Karazim here. Before Alufal was ranged assassin this season, he was in, I would argue, maybe the top 3 Karazims in the world with Meriday and Bakery at the time. Maybe Smexy, in fact, yeah, definitely Smexy in there as well, so a top 4. But he was insane on the hero, then switched to ranged assassin. But seeing this, it's giving me all the nostalgia feels. I'm feeling good.
What I'm going to say though, Tetris, I mean, he lost on Tracer. He's probably going to lose on Karazim as well. So, you know, you can feel so happy about his decorated history. But you know, they get fans, but they need fans to, you know, pat each other on the back.
Meng, teleporting out here, just not even responding to this absolute horde bashing right now. as Hugo is bullying Glaurung in this lane. Does eat a couple tower shots though in exchange for that globe. Maybe a little bit unnecessary, but it does deny it from Glaurung.
So no camp picked up by either side.
Bit of pressure.
Bit of armor reduction, as you see some going there onto Crowan. Just like the Hellbats. Definitely has some sieging potential. I'm really looking forward to seeing as the meta unfolds and as we see it in regular season, how teams look to try and play around this. I'm expecting to see them try and stack it and coordinate it with that cavalry and just have an insane amount of push potential.
Meng tries to kite Benny a little bit. I am also excited about the push potential. I think you hit the nail on the head with that. No Wraith Walk. Hugo getting caught out here. I think it was on cooldown when he does go down here, but that's a nice little rotation by Team West.
First blood for the West as the Alliance once again display their dominance. We don't need any cheering from the crowd as Benny comes in looking for that 1-2, the double tap. Meng, no, with the whoop. And he's not going to get caught out that easily.
As we see Alufal also being forced to back up with Hugo as Glaurung piling that pressure onto this top lane area. They're forced to back up though. Glaurung, clutch teleport there.
Very, very lucky there. He would have bitten off more than he can chew for sure, and the East would have tied the scoreboard up to a degree. But we're 3 minutes into the game, and that means that the very first objective has spawned. The prisoner camps are available, and we're going to have to see how these two styles of play come to life. The East last time had a lot of trouble with a pick comp finding those kills. This time it's all up to the coordination with the West. The panel discussed that they have the language advantage if they can stack all these together. But we're going to see somebody from the East pop like Thanos.
And speaking of popping, Alufal doesn't getting out of there using the air ally. Double advantage of using the air ally. For starters, it is the most maneuverable talent due to having extra charge. And for second, it does reveal Zeratul. So nice little pickup here by Alufal as Hugo is forced to back up here.
The East currently winning in Soak, well on their way to level 7 first. No team have decided to try and even contest those prisoner camps to start off with, so you're expecting to see them look for that XP advantage and then try and exert their pressure from that. The West, though, for the most part, haven't really looked to find too many of these combinations as a rotating unit between Maina on the Tyrande and Muradin by Bad Benny, so you're looking to try and see that come across, but they're holding off for the meantime.
I'd be curious how well Main is doing on his stacks, actually, as we see Hugo once again trading blows with the Zeratul there.
There it is.
And a big move onto Hugo as he gets taken out.
You say the word and the West will deliver. They get that one-shot combination, but Alufal is going to try and capitalize on that rotation with the amount of members that went down to the bottom lane, and for the fact that they actually recalled as well. This buys the East a lot of time.
It's really good here. Even though they're a member down, like you said, this is giving them the time to try and position here. As Hanzo arrives as well, all 4 members who were alive at the time, starting this prisoner camp. In comes Benny, lands the stun onto ETC. Hugo dropping low. Hooligan dashes out. The channel, though, still going. Vanilla is disabling it for the moment, but a nice interrupt from Alufal allows a tiny bit of extra channel, but it's finally neutralized.
Yeah, you got to get a full channel to completely prevent it. They're only delaying the inevitable with the tap on and the tap off. There's 5 seconds remain there for the East. They bought so much time, really capitalizing on what looked to be a disastrous situation for them.
They're actually winning in XP as well, using that laning potential that they've had to great effect here. But we're seeing a nice little catch-up, clearing out that lane for Team West. As a nice wraparound on Glaurung, but he's Zeratul, blinks away. Here's the stunner and the root onto Alufal and Bowie here, but both survive, and Bowie continues to siege onto this objective, forcing West to stay here with only 5 seconds remaining. Like you already mentioned, we're allowing Phoenix Meng in the bot lane to just pile on the pressure here.
Yeah, that's one of the weaknesses of this composition for the West. They have to stick as a unit. That's when they are the strongest. And they are getting out macroed right here as Hooligan once again looking to buy some time, trying to flirt with the idea of death. And the West start to get a little bit desperate. They need to try and collapse in because they realize how close the East are to those ultimates hitting level 10.
That's very smart here, but in comes the channel for Team West here. Team East moving back in as Heroics are just around the corner. Like you said, they're trying to make the advantage here. Alufal channeling this back up with the help of his guards here, and they are able to disable it. But now with level 10s, they can try and move in themselves. Mosh Pit, Entomb, Divine Palm, and 2 Secret Heroics skimming.
2 Secret Heroics?
Is this a Phoenix Dragon Strike? Nope, it is at minimum a Dragon Arrow. Could we at least, though, see the Planet Cracker? Oh, there's the Entomb, Dragon Arrow, an absolute wipe there. And with the amount of globaling Phoenix, split soaking Phoenix has been doing, I would not actually mind seeing the Planet Cracker right there to wipe out Zeratul.
Glaurung jumps out and then decides to jump back in, feeling like he is the hero of all North American dreams in a 1v4 situation. Does fall on down, but he fell down in style with the Planet Cracker coming on through. You see there, the bottom screen, it is the cavalry. They're coming this time for the Horde, the first in this best of 3 series.
They're pushing in, looking to pile on this pressure. Phoenix moving down to the bot lane to continue doing what he's done all game here, and just split soak basically. Jaina though, using that ranged poke that she has to really burn down this cavalryman. Really nice play here.
Based on what we've seen so far between these 2 games, it's proving the fact that macro seems to be a very dominant strategy as the West are very far behind, 2 levels down to say the least. Benny looking for that jump, does not hit it, but there's the Void Prism going to be followed up by the Ring of Frost and the Scholar Ceiling. How many kills can they find with this one as the Starfall connects? The Palm is procced by that damage, but they find the first kill onto ETC, now collapsing onto Bowie. He's the double kill. Can they find a third? Or do they just respond to this cavalry because the lanes are all being pushed? And the East don't seem to care. They're split pushing top.
Alufal getting chased down. He just can't get to Meng. But like you said, that split push in top lane is getting so much value, but those kills give a crazy amount of experience to Team West, considering that they lost basically an extra fort there, and the extra pressure being pushed on as Hugo is being very ambitious here. In comes the Starfall, and he is taken out.
Punished for his split pushing deviance. But the laning pressure really is the name of the game right here for the East, as they are making sure that that pressure does not get let off for 1 second. Going to start the siege camp. The Knolls will be there. And instantly the West respect that with this downtime, looking to try and do the same. But neither team has looked to collapse onto those Giants so far. We haven't really seen the true strength. Other Giants or other bosses have their stuns, have their slows, and have their damage. But a snowball, especially for where I'm from, you know, it's winter back home.
Oh yeah, you're a different biome basically, as we see the pressure being put on here. This map probably feeling very at home for you at this moment in time, as Benny forced to leap away the Entomb! And it's a huge kill by Team East. Glaurung and Crowan, the only survivors on the wrong scatter arrow. Meng mounting up but choosing not to chase.
That's the dream situation if you're the East right there, locking every member in place with a beautiful Entomb, followed by the arrow for the denial of any movements, dashes, cleanses, and then the Planet Cracker for style points. This time they go for the boss. This time they won't have it stolen away by the West. And they're going to have some insane sieging potential to look to try and capitalize on. With the prisoner camps up in 25 seconds, the East have everything to lose right now.
Al comes by to say hello from Maynard there. Vanilla immediately tried to drop the sleep last fight, wasn't able to. As such, it's off cooldown, ready for the defense as 10 seconds until those prisons do spawn. How quickly can they clear this boss? They have Starfall. If they actually do want to use that for wave clear here, this is going to be very unlikely as Glaurung getting chased. He hasn't used Blink, finally does. Uses the VP. Phoenix teleports into the VP and minions maybe just save Glaurung's life. Oh, Scroll of Sealing onto Meng. He's used teleport.
Perfect.
Great stun. The Dragon Arrow though, Palm is dropped and Meng.
Oh, Stay Wall gets interrupted. They actually managed to interrupt that one on towards Vanilla, which would have been a massive turning point as the East looked to disengage. They run across the bridge. Dangerous times for them as the Scroll once again catches a member. But the West cannot seem to capitalize on any punishment with this one-shot combo.
Glaurung just refuses to die. He is getting so much attention paid on him. And also, we haven't yet seen a mosh pit from Hooligan. Nice face melt to interrupt the Storm Bolt here.
They've isolated Hooligan though. ETC is going to fall on down a bit of mosh pit on towards 2. Stay a while and listen. You sleep whilst you dance. That's what's happening. They're sleepwalking across the map as the West find a massive kill leading into level 16 for the East. And they make sure it is a double. Both the frontliners falling on down for the Horde, and that's going to buy some time for the West now, capitalizing on that prisoner camp and try and get some counter pressure, try and get that lane working in their favor, because once again the split push coming out here from the East.
This is fantastic timing for Team West, getting those kills before level 16 hit, so as such they weren't fighting into a higher talent tier. And if they can get this objective while ETC and Leoric are still dead, this is crazy value for them. Hugo, however, he will spawn in this area thanks to, you know, being Leoric, drops in too. Here comes the Planet Cracker, but this time played around beautifully by Team West.
Well, the West received that combo once, and they won't fall to the same trick twice, it appears, as they've done a
Meng.
fair chance in this one. Oof.
Larsa can teleport, Vorpal Blade to follow up. He's going for Meng. He gets out. And the wormhole for good measure. Getting out.
Animation of the power slide as well there as Hooligan coming on out. Pixel perfect. That's the advantage really of playing on land with no ping to worry about. But 17 seconds remains for the West.
Here comes the channel. No one even in range to interrupt it here. Looks like Hooligan might still want to try and make a play. He's got 40 seconds until Mosh Pit though, and only 11 seconds left on the prison camp. It looks like this one will be going over to Team West.
That's really the advantage of what the West have with this composition. Even down a talent tier, down a level for that fact as well. With the composition they have, they always have kill pressure. It doesn't really matter if they can isolate one member down, if there is no Divine Palm there, if there is no member to try and swing the hammer in favor of the East, the West will always find that kill. Now they've doubled the count of those kills in their favor as well. They're well on the way to turning things around.
Wave clear value, triangles and circles with Glaurung's Rending Cleave and of course the Scroll of Sealing. And now they are moving down with this cavalry camp as Benny getting a little bit of focus onto him, but not enough to put him in any danger as he is Muradin and, well, quite tanky.
The West now hit 16. Once again, Leoric is split pushing top lane, so if the West can find that one-shot combo on a isolated member in a 4v5 situation, this cavalry will find a lot of pressure, and they'll be able to look to try and acquire the very first keep in this game.
Phoenix also dueling with Glaurung here in this bottom lane. We've already seen how that went the first time, as the rest of Team West piling on all of their pressure to the mid lane. Remember though, Mosh is now off cooldown, but unfortunately ETC is not off cooldown. The palm is good. Power slide, Mosh Pit coming into beautiful Stormbolt interrupt from Benny as the Starfall comes down and ETC is taken out. Benny just absolutely saved his team's life there.
Honestly, it looked like the West were about to lose that situation right there because the face melt interrupting once again Vanilla on Deckard Cain, so the staying while listening cannot prevent that Divine Palm from coming across, but still they managed to make things work. There's the Entomb as the East get desperate, but they only fall on down. This time he reads a book, and it's everything near as an avatar up. Muradin jumps into the backline, looking to snipe a second kill, looking for more blood on this battlefield as the Alliance claim another fort.
Structure count is now even, 2 forts to each team, but mid fort of Team West is looking a little shaky. But for the first time in this game, they are ahead in terms of XP as that owl is starting to
That
chunk.
hurts. That really does start to hurt. I've got flashbacks to Cursed Hollow, where you're going from one boss camp to another, and you're looking for that one shot, and it's getting there. You saw Bowie chunk down at least a half.
This is a map with 2 boss camps. Who knows, maybe we will see that rotation. It's very strange, seeing as we do have very similar setup in terms of one boss on each side of the map, and we have yet to see the very standard boss trade. Looks like, though, Team East are going to try and make a play for the top boss.
Both games and both situations, the East have always been the one to start things off here. Hooligan getting slammed, but does not fall prey to a snowball.
It looks like Team West are on the way. Owl comes out, but the boss already down. The question is now, can they disengage? Looks like yes, they can. Hugo scouting out, sees no one in the bush, allows them to turn around. The Owl this time not taking much other than Meng's shield.
So lane pressure is in favor of the West in the bottom lane, and lane pressure in the mid lane is stabilized. So it's everything in their favor in those two lanes, but now they've got to try and defend the West. The East will be looking for that kill. They'll be looking for that pick as Glaurung dives deep. He gets a massive Void Prison on towards Free. But there's no follow-up.
Yeah, no one's able to land anything, at least at the moment. Everyone was too busy back here defending against the base. In the meantime, the prison camp is starting to channel in favor of Team East, making the absolute most of this boss timing. And this could race them towards level 20 with a push with the camps.
Absolutely, the East have always had their number when it comes to macro decisions, and that boss wasn't even really used for the siege. It was used to buy time. Time it out pretty perfectly with that prisoner camp. 50 seconds is how long you need to time it for, and they get it down to 22 before the West are able to try and stabilize things on out. So the East doing a fantastic job here.
Bowie hovering around. Here comes the rest of Team West. Also moving in. No split push this time by Team East. They are all in on this defense and this fight because they know that any kills could begin to move them towards that level 20 advantage. And guess what? They have Mosh, they have Dragon Arrow, they have Planet Cracker. Their entire wombo is online here, whereas Void Prison for the West, a huge setup tool for them, isn't.
It is a huge setup tool, but I'd argue that Stay a While and Listen is their major talking point to try and turn things around as the Wombo combo comes across. Once again, Stay a While gets interrupted. The Mosh Pit Hooligan always having Vanilla's number as Tarunda is the first one to fall on down. Benny jumps away as Hugo in that backline going for it. There's the Stay a While this time on towards Free. Ringer Frost to try and find another kill, but it's not gonna matter. The Horde, the East, they find a double kill.
Jane is still alive though at full health. Never mind, 2/3 health. She gets chugged. Sneaky Glaurung. He's looking to show up big. Gets one. Goes back in. Gets the Void Prism. Leoric is so low. Benny is here with him as well. Looking for the start onto Meg. Is able to land. Leoric able to escape. Glaurung is on the run here as Benny comes in to join him to give him that escape route.
Hugo having a heart attack moment as he manages to avoid death. And with that numbers advantage, the East well on their way to level 20. Storm Talents will be online, and they're going to have the most insane push potential. With this enemy camp once again being captured, 5 seconds and going on down. Glaurung and Benny are looking to try and dive on deep. Face Melt is the thing to interrupt starting off as the Power Slide connects as well. That's going to be the cavalry coming on down. Hugo get the C Entomb on towards Jaina. Ice Block buys time, and it bought enough time to get a 1-for-1 trade, but the West are losing members, and with the cavalry coming across as well, Tetcher, they've got to be so damn careful of their own base.
The indomitable spirit of Phoenix tanks through Benny there as Meng able to escape. And as you said, that cavalry's on the way. Both teams at level 20. East are looking to even up this seriously. Yorick will be back significantly quicker than Jaina or Muradin. They could try and make this a death push.
60 armor is what these bosses have, or essentially your core. And with every keep that falls on down, 20 of that armor is taken away. Top lane is looking very weak. Bottom lane is as well. They won't even need to send members there. The minions and the cavalry alone will do enough to take those structures down.
Cavalry pushing on to that first keep. Fountain going to be immediately wiped. Hooligan zoning out the members of Team West. 8 seconds until Jaina. First cavalry has already reached. Play of the game on to Zeratul as Glaurung. No dice this time. Like we said, first cavalry wave is through the keep. Here comes the second with the members of Team East looking for the core.
That they are indeed staying well into the Planet Cracker. Ringer Frost onto massive 2 people. They started off with the Karazim. Now it's a 4v4. The Mosh Pit in the backline on top of an Entomb to try and make things happen, but it's not enough. GG.
And Team East take game number 2 with a death push